One of the sadder things about art and music is that it's often interleaved with business folk. I suppose that's the way of the world if you have a capitalist system, but it makes that business folks rubbing up against artists can sometimes destroy a fragile mind and soul. Like to me, like one of the best representations of an artist, honestly, is Johnny Ive, the designer from Apple, and he's just so fragile with his ideas. And you talked about like when he has ideas, he really wouldn't show it to Steve Jobs or anybody except for the small design team because he was so nervous that it would break. Let it give it a chance. Let it give it a chance to grow. And it seems like the outside world, business people, PR people, people that kind of have not lost themselves in the passion of creating, but instead are kind of representing or like making deals, all that kind of stuff. They can kind of trample on those little ideas, and it's sad to see.
Yeah.
It's really heartbreaking to see because you know how much trampling there's going on.
It's one of the main jobs. My jobs as a record producer is to um, keep the voices away from the artist, from all of the people who are really on their side but don't know. You know, like
Yeah,
the whether it be people, anyone on the business side who doesn't make things. They're excited to do their part. You know, they're excited if when you deliver the thing, the art that you make to me, then we can start the project.
yeah.
But there's nothing to sell if the art doesn't happen in the right way, and it has to be protected, and it can't happen on the same kind of a timetable that that business can. It's just a different thing. Art doesn't come in a quarterly way.
And that doesn't apply just to music, or it applies to art. It applies to all creative pursuits. Like this is generally the case. Like at MIT, it's just there's the administration, and then there is the professors and students. And the professors and students are the creative folk.
Yeah.
They create stuff, they dream, they have wild ideas, they go on tangents and so on. They have hopes and they go with those and they get like on these weird passionate pursuits and then the administration can often just trample on that. And they set up bars on all kinds of in all kinds of ways that you think you're not actually hurting, but you really are. And I won't mention why, but because this happens to everybody, and I have a large amount of leverage at MIT now, but even I get a little bit of pressure in such stupid ways to like, don't like, be careful, Lex. Like, we really want your career to succeed. Be careful. And that little pressure to an artist, do you want to go a cappella? Do you want to do a country record? Like, be careful. Like
Yeah.
you're already a superstar. Be careful.
Yeah.
And then in that way, you kind of push people like flock of fish into one fish tank where they're all the same.
Yeah.
And it's sad to see. And it's obviously in the modern world, there's nice mechanism to let artists flourish a little bit more because they get to put themselves to the world and get a little bit more confidence, maybe different funding mechanisms, all that kind of stuff. But
Tremendous problem. The voices that don't understand interfering with the process is huge. The other side of it is, in success, there can be a lack of reality where all of the people around the successful person just tell them everything they do is great. And then they don't have anything to bump up against anymore, or have a realistic sense of how things work, or how things measure, So both sides are really important, both avoiding the voices getting in the way and having a trusted group of, a sangha, a group of people who can say, I don't know if that's as good. And you can still, say, I don't care what you think, that's fine. But it helps to hear it. It helps to have, if someone who you respect tells you something isn't good enough, it's helpful.
when you know it comes from a place of love, when it comes from a place of wisdom.
100%. And not from a place of fear, not from a place of, oh, this doesn't sound like it's going to do as well as your last thing. That's not the point. The point is, on this quest for greatness, are you living up to your ability?